When I drive around, I'm getting more and more positive about the installation of EV chargers that are being installed. I'm getting amazingly positive about the opening up of Tesla's superchargers, which is cracking along at a terrific pace. But I'm really unhappy and angry about the pricing. Well, Dave Takes It On looks at where you can charge at a more reasonable price, and today revisits Rivington services on the M61. I was here last when the services had just opened and not all of it was working. The services is located between Manchester and Liverpool and is ideally suited to drivers heading from the southeast up to the Lakes or Scotland, or of course vice versa. And the first thing you'll notice, even before you pull off the motorway, is the tall illuminated sign clearly visible from the motorway, clearly displaying the price, 65 pence per kilowatt hour. Well, this is a good rate. If we look at today at Instavolt, they've gone up to a stupidly ridiculous 85 pence per kilowatt hour. MFG, a few miles away on the M6 near Wigan, they're up at 79 pence a kilowatt hour. GridServe used to give them a run for the money, but from the 30th of November, GridServe are now charging 79 pence per kilowatt hour. So EVPoint's 65 pence per kilowatt hour is now looking a bit of a bargain. Obviously, if you can find a Tesla supercharger nearby, which is open to all, that would be cheaper. But 65 pence, that's actually quite competitive. Well, there are 6 chargers here, each on the northbound and the southbound. Most of them are twin bays. Some have CCS2 plugs, some have CCS2 and CHAdeMO, and the total combination means that at least 10 cars can charge here at any one time. The power of the chargers is rated at 180 kilowatts, so that might well be shared between 2 bays, but it still leaves a good amount of power for most cars even when it's busy. The bays are really brightly painted, lovely bright blue. Chargers are a lovely colour as well. And the whole thing is set aside, really nicely laid out. The bays are really wide, which helps with, first of all, families, but also obviously with disabled or wheelchair users. Access is really rather good. A really neat feature is the fragrancer between several of the chargers. Now, I've not seen these before other than here, and they offer a choice. You see, when you're charging, you're going to be there for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, however long your car takes, and there's probably only so much coffee you can drink or stuff you can buy in the shop. Between some of the bays, you'll find these machines. They're dispensing machines, so you have to put £1 in to get them to work, but we don't begrudge that too much these days. And the first thing you'll get is a high-pressure airline. So if your tyres are a little bit down, if you want to check them, ideal opportunity. Just put £1 in, and while your car's charging, you can whiz round and just check your tyres, top them up if necessary. On the other side, there's a Hoover. Again, these are quite common in a lot of garages. Put your £1 in and you get a really strong suction Hoover. So again, while your car is charging, just give it a quick once-over, and you end up with a better car driving out than when you came in. So the chargers, really easy to use. They have very bright screens. They have contactless payment. In operation, very simple to use. The cables are a good length. They're not too heavy. They stretch around the whole bay. So this is quite an easy charger to use. On completion, it's easy to disconnect. I didn't have any trouble when I charged here last time. Simply press the button on the screen or press the button on the car. You'll have a button somewhere on your display and that will allow you to disconnect and unplug. Services here, 24-hour shop, but the services themselves aren't 24 hours. You've got a Burger King, you've got a Starbucks, you've got a Subway and a Greggs, but those tend to close at either 8 or 9 o'clock, so they are limited. However, The services are open 24 hours, the chargers are open 24 hours, the petrol forecourts are 24 hours, and the shop is 24 hours. So you can always get a machine coffee, and the toilets, of course, are there. When we went back at night, it's a totally different scene. It transforms itself. The lighting is amazing. It's very powerful, and it really sets off the colour of the chargers. This is well worth a visit at night. Of real interest here is the lorry bay. When you finish charging and pull out, you drive past or through the lorry park. So it's where the lorries will park up overnight. And right slap bang in the middle of that is a 360 kilowatt charger specifically designed for commercial vehicles. These are the first I've seen in this part of the country. They're just not being fitted yet. Certainly private EVs, they're being fitted in massive numbers, but lorry chargers, that's still a novelty. Anyway, here it's absolutely ideal because if no lorries are using it, it is absolutely perfect for a car and a caravan or a car and a trailer. For the first time, you can actually drive through without unhitching, without blocking up several bays. You just drive into it, charge up, drive out. And more services are going to need these. First of all, because of the number of caravans, there's a lot of caravans heading up to the Lake District or to Scotland. So this could actually be a real magnet. So if you do tow a caravan or do tow a trailer, definitely put this one on your list of favourites. But I'm sure we are going to see in a very short time a number of lorries and vans that also will be fully electric. We see them knocking around locally, the Amazon vans, 100% electric, but I'm not sure how much time they spend out on the motorways. So these chargers being 360 kilowatts, these are big chargers. And so I would imagine they're for the big lorries. And at the moment, the makes that are doing EVs, Volvo's really starting to get into lorry EVs. So you'll see those on the road. Ford have produced some, obviously Tesla, but they're not available in the UK as yet. But many companies in Germany are now starting to manufacture lorries with 100% battery power. So these chargers in the lorry bay will come in. Now, on the southbound side, in addition to the chargers, in addition to the forecourt, the shops and the facilities, there's also a hotel. It's the Rivington Lodge. Now, we've not been in it, but it's very handy located. If you want to stop off on the way up to Scotland, for example, this might be a staging post where you can stop off, stay overnight, and then carry on your journey in the morning. It looks a very smart hotel. Check out their details on the website. That's about it for now.
Say hello.
Sneaked up on me.